because if you see it on a real-time curve, the threshold is trying to be automatically adjusted to the curve itself. Okay, so if somehow it is moving up, the threshold is also increasing. But yeah, because it is an automatic thresholding selected under the ECG settings, for example. But if we turn it off, we can manually adjust the threshold. So if you look at the monitor, so it is either roughly or slightly modified. This is a I don't know how. This is the fine slider.
So it's all depends
On the signal, yeah.
Condition of the animal.
Yeah. But the automatic, I think that's the best. So the first one is roughly modify the threshold. The second slider is for fine tuning it. The third one is the hold off time. I don't know what. So it means that so the longest time you can select here is 300 milliseconds, I guess. Milliseconds. So actually that time period will be set up as something that even though there is a peak which could have been considered by the system as a trigger signal, but because of the hold off setup, the system will skip it. So it's useful if you have, for some reason, some noisy signal, and you see that not all the peaks belongs to a real heartbeat, but it is resulting because I don't know sometimes the respiration is also affected by the anesthesia, and it can create extra peaks which can also be converted to that curve, and you might need to exclude them from from the scan. So you might need to set that up. Yeah, so that's something we never use, and the delay is only used by the MR scans, so it's not something you will need. Yeah, that's true.
So right now the hold off time. Now it's like what you're saying, if they have the respiration affect the signal, then we shall turn it on.
If what?
If the respiration, the breath, will
Yes.
affect the ECG signal.
Yeah, I mean it is usually useful for respiratory gating because the ECG signal is so high and so regular that it is not really affected, but the respiratory curve can be highly affected by the heart beats. So for that, but the setting seems the same for the respiratory rate as well. So we also have the rough slider for the threshold and the fine slider for the threshold modification, and also the hold off. So the hold off sometimes is useful when you do respiratory gating scan.
So for ECG, they always turn it off. Hold off always turn it off.
Yes.
And
So you
like
can
for
keep
the
it zero.
Like for the respiration, we can adjust it maybe
Yeah.
5 seconds, 5 minutes.
Yeah, because so the respiratory rate is usually somewhere about 60 or something. So that's the in milliseconds. So because you can go for until 300 milliseconds. Yeah, you can just increase it a little for I don't know 50 or something, and yeah, and use it to skip the noise.
We will try.
Yeah, we will try.
你要试吗？
没有就那个后台。
Okay, and if you miss some information, so like temperature curves, just press the reset device. So it's usually really, so there is a multi-cell controller inside the gantry, which it's something like what I mentioned regarding the gantry computer. So it's somehow reset that device, and the signal just magically coming back.
他说如果发生什么事就会 reset，
哦
那就会 signal，就是让他去那边回来。
它 reset 在
右下角帮他 reset
这个OK。
就如果你看不到那个 temperature 的数值的话，
嗯
怪怪的。我就有时候很会。
OK。
那这旧的那种能用吗？那现在这两台应该都有东西。
我也吞回去。
好，
哦，可是那个温控还在那边，所以其实可以不
扣
用。
也可以丢啊。
也不用丢，它有磁场编号不能乱丢。
好啊，这是你目前为止。
Okay. Okay, so we still have time until this reconstruction finishes. So let's check what else we have on this tab list. So this actually the next one is the transfer manager, which you will not need to use. So it's something which so shows you whether, I don't know, DICOMs are transferred to be stored or not, or maybe you can also set up some target repository in order to save scans as a backup or something, so it will be also indicated here, but usually you don't need to do here anything. What you need to use is the study browser. Okay, so this is the fourth tab. So actually, it shows all the DICOMs for different studies. Let's refresh the list. Yeah, so it's also some DICOMs we have from today. So because in case of the SPECT-CT system, all the images, so the raw images and reconstructed images are stored as a DICOM. Okay, so the petrol data will not be DICOM, but here everything is a DICOM. So we have everything on the list. So we have, side view, top view, the scan slices, so the reconstructed CT and also the raw CT, but it is true for the SPECT as well, because this one is actually the raw SPECT data from today, and here we will have also the reconstructed SPECT data. Okay, so everything is here. And so because you have an acquisition and a workstation computer, so they have separate DICOM servers. This it's I think it's on the D. Yeah, there is a DICOM DB folder, and here you have the image files for every month. So they are stored by month. Okay, so so these images are loaded from the local DICOM server, because now it is the data repository we use. But actually, so there can be anything computer. So for example, if you have some DICOMs, created on another system, and you want to analyze or you want to save it on this computer, you can do it in a way that, so you just create a new repository. So by clicking on the data repository and I don't know, so say that it will be an external data. And it will be a data folder on the computer, not another DICOM server or anything else. And let's put it in the D, export. With the same name, but the name actually can be anything. Select folder, of course it's empty. But if there is any DICOM set in that folder, you could import it to the local DICOM server. Okay, so if you once you want to do something like this.
啊，什么东西
你们记起来它怎么 export 到外面吗？
？export 它现在不会自动到外面来哦。
没有，它怎么把那个档案DICOM的档案
嗯
export 到外面去，就是到你们要求的地方。
哦，
他刚才示范那个 export 的步骤，
我有录下来。
没有 follow 到吗？没有 follow 到吗？
还要回放。
新增一个在低潮啊。
新增哦。
你不一样新增，就是你有指定位置，然后键盘。
它现在没有 Vivo Phone 可以露出来了。
没有。Can you show us like how to export again? Because I would.
Yeah, because it was actually an import process. So if you want something in a folder and you want to import it to the local DICOM server, but if you have something on the local DICOM server and you want to export it somewhere, yeah, you can click on the edit. Let's do it in this way. So you have to select first the data repository, so the first row, and then add. I don't know. Let's say export to UI. And because so the type has to be added, and by default it is always a DICOM server, but it will be not a DICOM server, but it will be only a data folder. And so by clicking this triple dot, we have to tell to the software where exactly that folder is on this computer. So on the D, so we always put it on the D. Export. Well, let's say that there is an export to.
它外面要再打一样的哦。
没有不一样，就是有一个 folder 在那边，然后 select 那个 folder，
And you have to select it.
所以它会把那 data 传到那个 folder。
Let's do it now. So let's select this study, and so we selected this on the local DICOM server, and we will put it or transfer it to this folder on the computer. Okay, so let's do that. Start transfer. Already exported. So if we select here the export to, it's there.
就是到外面那一台电脑，这一台。
没有啊，它就是你就是到另外一个 folder，你刚 create 那个 folder 在低潮啊。对啊，是这台电脑，
还是同一台，只是换一个资料夹而已。
换一个资料夹。
是吗？
同一个资料夹吗？
是在里面那个 system
没有，不
吧
是？在里面，是在这一台啊。
这一台。
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
我可以看一下那个低潮吗？你可以看一下那个低潮吗？
That's another computer because now we are logged
这是里
in.
面那一台的低潮。
Yeah.
对啊
Yeah. It's
它是
it's
存在里面，不是存在。
it's a
外
bit
面。
tricky. So, I mean, Yeah, so there are two, I don't know, taskbars or desktop or something. So this one belongs to the Nuclear computer.
它是 What Pro 2，
这个画面
是刚刚，就是刚刚的。
这个是里面的那一台电脑。
对啊，这个是里面的。
And here, right? This folder here.
No, inside.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the inside computer. Yeah,
对啊，它不是存在外面的，所以它里面扫完，我们还要
But
自
we
己
could
存出
also
来
do
吗？
that on the workstations. It's the same process. But it's confusing because we are logged in there. So yeah, so we just need to. So because we are logged in via the TeamViewer, right? This is why we see that here. But here we have actually the same. Let's do it. Yeah, any date. So we have here the same study list or the same DICOM list. So you can do it from here as well. But here we have not created that target repository, so you can do it on the workstation.
This is for this computer.
Yeah, this is this computer. Yeah.
So we should like edit.
Yeah, but let's try it because this is not really the way. No. Yeah, this is something which you must not do. Yeah. So first select the data repository. Yeah, and now click the add. Because it will create, just a new line here. Because, by default, maybe the local DICOM server is selected, so it will create, a new node, and it's not something we want.
So can we use this export?
We can also use that. We can edit that folder. Can I show you? Edit. So not edit, but edit. So if we press this little arrowhead and press again, so we can, regain the information about how this folder is or how this target repository is configured. So it says that it is, it's just a configuration, but that folder is actually not existing.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can create the export folder and yes.
Then
Okay.
so the export. Is the one I choose?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one you have edited and just start transfer.
它没有 vivo 框了。
So it's already been transferred. And here,
Yeah.
file export.
So the list for the data repository and the target repository is always the same for one computer. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you edit it or add something. So it can be either data repository or target repository. So they will both see the same list.
我们可以装，这还可以装 vivo 框吗？还是它本来就没有那个？
有啊，
有 vivo 框。
有啊，它没有吗？We have the Vivo software with computer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, was it a question or?
Here's a question. Do we have it?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if someone has installed it or not. I have not. No, so I will need to install it and also we have to send them an email in order to have the license file. And it's the same for the PMode. Do you want the PMode to be installed here or?